Okay, hello everybody. Happy Tuesday. We have an upper body strength and conditioning workout today. For equipment, I'm going to be using my 8-pound dumbbells and my loop bands specifically, as well as this mat. I'm wearing shoes because we are going to be doing some jumping around. Those of you with TRXs, we are doing rowing such exercises. So if you have those set up, if you want to set them up, great option to use that. Other thing that you guys can use are your long bands anchored to things, which I am not going to be joining you with, but always is an option if that's something that you have. So let's get you guys started with the warm-up. No equipment needed. We're going to stick our arms out to the sides and start drawing these small circles that we know and love. We know that they should make our shoulders burn because that's what we're trying to do here. So we'll go through these, about 10 of them backwards, little ones in one direction, and then we will stop and start going the other way, 10 of them, until we again start to feel that burning shoulder sensation starting to creep up on us, which is what we want. And then we'll stop, and now we'll make them as big as we can make them, as big as they can go, going again back in that other way through 10. Not worrying too much about what's happening with our hands, more so just trying to keep our arms straight and work that shoulder through the full range that we have. So no pain, no sharp, pinchy pain. If that's happening, maybe just don't make them so big. So we'll do 10, and then you guys can stop, and we'll go in the other direction for 10. Shoulders already burning. So we'll get 10 of these through, and then we are going to bring ourselves down onto the floor. So you guys can go through 10 both directions, and then we're getting into this all four position where we're going to thread on a needle. So I'll take this one hand and reach it through while I'm trying to open up and spread my upper back here. And then we will inhale, exhale, and then follow that hand with our eyes and try to look right above ourselves at that ceiling. So we'll go in with an inhale and then out with an exhale. And we'll get 10 of these total. So as we go through, if you can't quite see right above yourself, that's completely fine. But as you go through your reps, you might be able to progressively make them a little bit bigger, a little bit more comfortable if you can. And we will do 10 of those per side. 10 on the right, and then we shall switch and do 10 on the left. So we'll get you guys going on. I'm just going to make sure our recording is recording. Perfect. All right. Perfect. Okay. So we are threading our needle. Once you guys are done, again, 10 of these per side. We're going to stay down here, and the next one is all about our wrists. So we're going to rock side to side with our wrists facing forward, trying to keep our palms down. Now this one is pretty straightforward. We'll go back and forth about 5 times. So you can count there and back as 1. Go back and forth, and just warming up our wrists. The next one we're going to do is a forward and backward rock. So again, this should not be painful. You should just feel maybe a little bit tight around your wrists and your forearms. But what we're trying to do by rocking forward is keep the palm and the wrist down. And what that's going to do is help us lengthen and dynamically warm up the muscles around our wrists and our forearms, which is going to help keep those things safer when we go into our push-ups that we are going to do. So we'll go there and back about 5. And then you guys can stand up, and we will just roll out our wrists a few times in each direction on the way up. And then we got a couple more up here. Next one we'll do is swinging out our arms and more just about loosening up. We'll go over and back, so over and then under, and we'll do 10 of these total. And then once we are done, we're going to keep our arms extended out in front of us like this and try to get some movement happening through our shoulder blades. So if you imagine that my hand or someone's hand is between your shoulder blades like so, I want you to pull your shoulders together around that and then spread them apart away from it. So we'll pull the shoulders in, spread them apart, going through 10 reps total, not doing anything with our arms, with our hands, or just staying completely straight. It's kind of common in this one to want to bend your elbows, but we're trying our best to keep those arms straight and just focus that movement on our upper back. So we'll go through 10 of those total. They can be a little bit tricky sometimes, but again, it's all about connecting your brain, your body, your shoulders. Okay, so once you guys are done, we should be definitely warmer than when we started. We're gonna get you guys started on our first set of drum roll push-ups, because that is what we do on Tuesdays. We work on our push-ups. That's what we're going to do today. Today is a good day, although you might not agree. We are doing a high rep range of push-ups. We're doing 15 reps of these push-ups at a time. The good news is, on the flip side of that, is that you are doing 3 sets total, okay? But all these sets are going to count. We need them all to be really good sets of 15. Now, I completely understand that some of us are still working on our push-up game, so maybe we can't quite get 15. So what we're going to do is do as many good ones as we can, which we'll do right now as we approach the floor. And then if you can't complete 15 reps total with good form, without losing that core connection, I'm going to show you guys what to do. Okay, so come on down here. Push-ups, for those of you, again, who know for a fact, like you can barely do 1 or 2, you can always also elevate your push-up on the back of a couch, a countertop, a table, something like that. But you guys know, I prefer you do this off the floor. So let's see what we can do here. So we'll get ourselves into that push-up position. I'm just going to have to slightly move my mat out. So we'll get strong in the push-up position. We'll come down to 90 degrees and then exhale and push ourselves up and see if we can get 50. Okay, so see if you can do them. As soon as you can't do them anymore, maybe you start to do the worm, maybe you literally cannot push up anymore, what you're going to do is push up and then lower down, and then use your knees on the way up, and then reset onto your toes. Okay, so just a normal 1, 2 on the way down. We have that knee assistance on the way up, and we are doing 15 of them. All right. Woo. Okay. So once you guys have done this, we are going to pair this with a band pull apart. So you're going to grab onto your bands. You do not have bands. We're in our bent over position, thumbs up, squeezing those shoulder blades together like so. Those of you with bands, preferably we would want a long band. So what I'm going to do is loop my 2 loop bands together. I have 2 quite heavy ones actually here. And then I'm going to hold each side and just pull this guy apart, going through 15 reps total. I went through a little arrangement. I found this one. This is just a broken one, but I'll use this as an example of like a longer band too. Same thing. We'll just pull across and you'll go through 15 reps total. So we'll do our thing right into that one once we're done our push-ups. And then we will take some rest once we're done those pull aparts before we go into our next set of push-ups, which is probably what you want to hear, because that should have been really challenging, those 15 reps of push-ups. Now, for those of you who, you like push-ups, maybe you are good at them, you can do more than 15 and you find 15 is not that hard. I want you to make it hard, okay? So I know that's not definitely less than half of us who maybe feels like that. There's a small population of you who might feel like 15 reps of push-ups is not challenging for you. So what you're going to do is simply just slow down. Okay, specifically the down phase of those push-ups. We are going to have some specific negative ones later on in this workout, but this should be challenging, okay, because you're only doing 2 more sets. So when you're feeling ready, preferably within about a minute of finishing those pull aparts, we will get down and do our second set of the push-ups. 15 of them, so let's do it up. So whatever you guys did on the first set, we will try to do again on the second. Again, exhaling on the way up, pushing ourselves off the floor with that breath, trying to get our entire body moving at once. We'll go through 15 total for our second set. Yay! We're only doing 3 rounds total. Okay, just have to plug her in. We are good to go. All right, so push-ups right into our pull-aparts. So you guys can go right into these. And if you are using a band, we want to make sure that band never goes all wet noodle like this. We want to keep it tight and stop before we hit our chest. So we stop, when we stop, working with this range of motion rather than pulling across like this, coming loose like this. We're losing tension at both of those parts. So we'll go through 15, and these should not be like, it's gonna be hard, don't get me wrong. You're gonna be burning and all that, but it's not going to be like the most challenging. You could definitely get more than 15 reps, and that's fine. But by the end of the 15, you are feeling all this going on in your upper back. Is what should be happening. So once you guys are finished, we will shake it out, grab some water, ponder our lives. Just kidding. But we will go into one more set with a little bit of rest before we do that. So again, just kind of take a memento here, and remember that this little bit of rest is going to help you be stronger in your final set, which is coming up at you now. So you guys have one more round, 15 down there, 15 up here, and then we are moving on from this, on to the next part. All right, so take those deep breaths. Take those water breaks. I'll get you guys going on in your final set. 15 of them. Ooh. What a change from last week, doing 5 at a time, right? I know. So get her done, you guys. Don't think you can do any more. Use that exhale. Do that negative version with your knees if you need to, or you can simply just kind of take a second and get back in there and try to finish them up strong. This is the last set. So we'll get those 15 in. We'll finish up with our final set of those band pull-aparts. And if you don't have a band, we up bent over. Bring our shoulder blades together like so. 15. And then we are going to move on to the next part, which is good timing. We have about 2 minutes. Quick start. 2 minutes until we are going to start the next one. Hello. Good job, you guys. Okay, so once you're done, you can just shake it out. Again, grab a little bit of water. We're going to get ourselves set up for the next part here, which is 3 exercises done together. And sorry about that. This is like on, I'm totally going to show this to you guys one day, but it's on like this desk on a coffee table. We're good. Okay, so we are going to move on to the next part. Good job, you guys. Hopefully you feel good. Hopefully you got close to 15, and if not, that's completely fine. We are going to work and get you those 15 push-ups in a row. So moving on to the next part, we are going to do 3 exercises in kind of like a little circuit style situation. First one, I'm going to be using dumbbells. Also, I'll show you guys the banded option, is a 1-arm rotational row. So I'm going to do this from a bent over position. One arm's out strong to the side, other arm's going to have both of my dumbbells, maybe my band in this hand, and then we're going to 1 arm and rotational row. So we have lots of ways that we can do this. So I was kind of talking about this a little bit at the beginning. TRXs, great way to row. I don't have that option, but maybe you do. Anchored band, if you have it attached in front of you, we can pull it in like this. So whatever you have set up for yourself, this is the one we are going to start with, okay? So you guys can grab onto whatever you're going to use. I'm going to go right into my first official set. So I'll loop up these dumbbells here. I'm going to grab onto them 2 in one hand, narrow feet, soft knees. I will hinge my hips by pushing my hips back behind me. So I'm in this nice strong position with my back and my core. And then palm faces the leg. We're going to pull in and rotate that hand so the palm faces the ribs. So we're going through 12 reps total per side. 1, 2 down, 1, 2 up. Normal tempo. So we'll get you guys going on 12 over here. You do not have access to dumbbells. I think you most likely have a band, so you can anchor it around either opposite or same side foot. This is a really strong band, so I have it around same side, but if it was a little bit lighter, or if I wanted it to be harder, I would put it around other foot here. Okay, so that's our first exercise. Yay! We're going to do 2 more with this one. The next one is down on the floor. Potentially the next 2, depending on how you're going to do it. So the next one, we have a pull over. So you guys are going to be laying on your back. I'm going to use my dumbbells as I'm super out of focus here. There we go. So I'm gonna use my dumbbells, laying on my back here, pulling my shoulders into the floor, and then I'll lower the dumbbells back, and then exhale and pull them over my head. So we're working with 12 reps around the board here. So on this one as well, trying to go through 12 total straight arms. If your weights are too heavy, or maybe you don't have weights, you can hold either just something here, whether it's one dumbbell or something heavy. And if you do not have dumbbells at all, you're gonna hold a band like this sideways, and then you can go through this pullover, again, trying to keep those shoulders back. So we'll go through the 12, trying to keep tension on the band, dumbbells strong. Woo! 12 reps. Okay, so that is going to be our second one. I don't know why this camera is so out of focus. Let me see if I can. There we go. I don't know why it does that. Okay, so this is our second one, the pullovers, 12 of them. So get them done, you guys. The last one we're going to do in this tri circuit here is a tricep exercise. So if you are using dumbbells, you can stay on the floor if you would like and do a dumbbell tricep extension like so. I'm also going to actually show you guys how to do a banded version with that. You can also do our wall tricep extension. We're doing 12 reps total, okay? So we can go here, bend the arms down beside our head, and then push them up and count out 12 like this. If you are working with bands, you don't want to do the wall one, because that's a good one too. You can hold your band like this down here, and then just push up one side at a time, and you'll get that work down the back of your arm. And you can count out, again, maybe about 20 of these, 12, 10 to 12 per side. So we'll go through that one. Woo! And then you guys are doing it again. So we're going to go through 3 more rounds of this one. These 3 rather, total. So we're going back to the first one, that one arm rotational row, where we're counting out 12 reps per side. Pullovers, and then some form of a tricep exercise. So dumbbells, bands, and then of course, again, if you guys want, you can do our wall tricep. I don't have a sideways wall to show you on, but y'all remember that one. It's a good one. So we'll go into our second set. We're not going to take any rest in between these, except the time it takes us to get up and down and switch to the next one. But there is no prescribed rest. The way that we put these exercises together, we can just do them circuit style without any rest in between. So right into your next set. Hopefully you guys have already started. Back to that first one again, that one arm rotational row. So a nice strong posture, and then we pull it in and rotate that hand. So remembering with these rows, we want to pull in, but also keep that hand outward, so we're not right tucked underneath our ribs like this, and that tends to use this muscle, your bicep, more than your actual back. Whereas if we pull in and around slightly, we're going to get the work in this back and less in the arm. Because this is not necessarily an arm exercise. Your arm helps the movement, but it is a back exercise, so you guys should feel that going on back there. Same rules apply in our pullovers down here. So we have straight arms, and we pull those shoulders down into the floor, which is going to make an arch in your back. And then we can straight arms and then pull it over. So if you want to make this one a little bit harder, we can stop a little sooner and not come up so far over top of our shoulders. It's going to help our challenge. Ooh, feeling it. So 12 of them. Woo, woo, woo. So last one is our triceps. So we'll go through 12 total. Get in the back of the arms, working it. There we go. All right, nice job, you guys. So we'll get 2 more sets of this fun stuff in. 2 more rounds. Woo! Up and down and on the floor and off the floor. Okay. All right, there we go. Okay, you guys, so we'll get this third set in when you are ready. Hopefully you've already started it. We'll get going on our third set, although you guys have lots of time. You do. We have about 4 minutes to finish up this tricep here before we need to start the next part. All right. Let's do it. Set number 3. 12 reps is the number to beat. There it is. So we're remembering that strong rotation. Arm that is not rowing is out and strong to the side. That's going to help us promote a stronger core. Remember that this strong core is your built-in weight belt. It's going to help you avoid extra pressure on your back. So we're going to tighten this up, which stems from a tight limb over here. We have a loose arm, and we're probably loose everywhere else. So tighten it up. Go through your set, and that applies to any version of this that you're doing, whether it is the dumbbell one, the band one, anchored band, or TRX. It doesn't matter. We want that strong arm out to the side. So, set number 3. Second last time you guys are here. We're going to get challenging for ourselves. There we go. Okay, so right into those pullovers, which hopefully you guys are feeling in the right place. It is a back exercise. I know sometimes they can be a little bit tricky to get the right form on. It's really important that before you start moving your arms like this, we pull them down and together. So you can even just think about doing that before you start your set. What we practiced in the warm-up there with my hand, imagining a hand between your shoulder blades and then pulling those shoulder blades together, that's what we're doing. We call it setting our shoulder blades. And so by setting those shoulder blades into place before you start your set, your pullovers, you're putting them in a much safer position and a much stronger position, which are two things that I think we can both agree that you want. So let's try to make sure that we do that, set them back and keep them there. And it'll feel harder probably. It'll feel like you're actually working to keep them down, which is part of the game. So let's get it in. So we'll do this third set, finishing off those ones with our triceps. You guys are going to get your final one in. The last set. Woo-hoo. There you go. Yes. So whatever version you guys are doing, we're doing 12 reps total. There it is. I see you guys working on those wall tricep extensions. I love those ones. Well, I mean, love-hate relationship, but like they're challenging. But you can also make them a little easier. So we'll get them in, you guys. Working on to our final set. All right, so this is it, my friends. The last set of our second tricep here. We have one more part to our strength after this. And that is conditioning time. Yay. So let's take our time with this stuff, getting in all of these reps, making every single one of them count. All 12 of them. 12s around the board. So we'll work on that. Especially if you were not feeling them on those first few sets. Maybe you were a little bit, but not that much. Try to feel them a little bit more. Sometimes all that takes is you just thinking about them a little bit more. Getting that brain to muscle connection going on, that mind to muscle. Last set, 12 and 12. Woo-hoo. For the back muscles. All about us helping our posture, keeping our shoulders safe, all of the things. So it's important that you are feeling these in the right place. So we'll get ourselves into that pullover situation, and set those shoulders back, and then start your set. Yay! And that shoulder set will make an arch in your back, and that is completely okay. When we don't want an arch is when we're trying to train our core muscles directly. So anytime we're doing like a dead bug or anything, We want to push our back down into the floor, whereas this one, that's totally fine because that doesn't really matter. What's important is that the shoulders are together. So that is a very common one that I get asked because I'm always out there harassing people to push their back down. And then we do a chest press or something like this and your back is off the floor. It's confusing, but it makes complete sense if you understand why we're doing that. And the fact that we're not just like arching our back, we're actually pulling our shoulders together. Okay, 12, last set, my friends, let's do it. 12 of our tricep extensions, whatever version you are doing to work the back of those arms. Let's do it up for our last set, and then we are going to move on to the last part, which is a superset, 2 exercises done back to back. And then we're going to move on to the last part. Okay. Woo! Nice job, nice job, nice job. Let's do it up. So we'll give you guys about 1 more minute to finish up here. We are going to move on to the last part here, which is starting off with a little combo move down on the floor here. I think I kind of gave you a little bit of a warning for this at the very beginning, but we are going to be working with a lowering negative style push-up with a Superman combination. So we're doing 10 reps total, where we're going to get ourselves into a plank position and essentially lower ourselves down for about 4 seconds. So nice and slow. So normally we just kind of go down and push up maybe 2 seconds. So about double the amount of time we're going to lower. And then we'll stick our arms out to the side, Superman, bring them back in, and then push up to the top. So the reason why I'm explaining this now while I'm kind of standing up is because I want you guys to assess whether or not you want to do the normal push-up or the narrow push-up. So we know the difference between those two. This one is a lot harder. This one is still very hard, but definitely a lot easier because we have stronger muscles helping us, whereas this one is much more tricep focused, which is a smaller muscle. So that being said, if you want to make this a bit harder, you can try the tricep. If you want to make it just normal, you can just stay in this normal position, okay? But we're going to get ourselves into this plank and start our first set. We're doing 10 total, where we're going to, again, lower ourselves down nice and slow, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then stick our arms out to the sides, which I don't quite have enough room, so I'm just going to kind of make a W, lift, and then bring in and push up to the top. So again, we'll lower, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm bringing my chest down, not my knees down, and then I'll stick my arms out, lift them up, bring them back in, reset, and then push up to the top. So again, we can be either in our narrow stance or normal stance, push-up position. We're doing 12 of those, or sorry, 10 of those. Don't let me confuse you. 10 reps total, don't do 12. But you guys are doing the push-up and the Superman equals 1 rep. So we have to do 10 total of both of those. Woo! Okay. So again, if you don't have, I'm kind of tight on space here. So I, rather than extending my arms out to the sides like this, which makes it a little bit more challenging, so a bit more leverage and gravity on that Superman, I just kind of went into this position and went like this and then pushed up. So both of those work, just really depends on, you know, your space. So we'll do the 10. And you can stand up. We are going to pair this with a wide grip row. So I'm going to go back into that same bent over position with my dumbbells, holding 1 in both hands, and then rowing in a wide grip position. TRXs, bands, both of those things can be used for this. So I'm going to show you guys the dumbbell option. I will also show you the band option, the loop bands, which is just you holding the band in both hands. If you have a long band, you can anchor it under your feet or on something that you can attach it to. So we're getting ourselves into that same position, that same hip hinge, bent over. My palms are facing my legs. And I want to start off with my hands a little bit wider than my shoulders. And then I'm going to pull in and up into this very wide 90-degree position with my elbows. So I want to lift up my elbows a bit more wide than my push-up position. And we'll go through 10 total, trying to squeeze our shoulder blades together and lift our elbows up above our wrists. So we want to avoid any kind of this situation going on. We want those elbows pushed up to our ears. Working with bands, you might want to use like a lighter band for this one, and then we can pull in like this. So this band's very strong, you guys can see that. Probably go back and double up my bands, make it longer so that I can pull it in a little bit wider. Or I'll just use my broken one. And then like this. Yes. Okay, so we'll do those, 10 of them. Woo! And then you guys are going through 3 more sets total. So we're going back down onto the floor, yes, and then up here, yay, 10 and 10. Again, same idea as the last circuit that we did. We're not taking any rest in between, just time it takes you to get back down onto the floor where you are going to start your second set. So I'm just going to move this down a little bit. Go like this, so I can show you guys this. Okay, so again, if you have space, we're gonna extend our arms out to the sides. I can't quite see myself, but hopefully you guys can, like this, and then bring it in. If you are push up out, if you are struggling to push up, think about, again, using your knees and then resetting onto your toes, and then you can lower down, and then again, knees and toes. Okay, on the flip side, if you are feeling good in your push-ups, then we'll try to push up that entire body at the same time without kind of breaking it up into like a knee and then reset situation. But you might not be feeling so strong right now, and that's completely fine, mostly because of the fact that we did those really, really high rep range sets at the beginning, those 15 reps. That definitely probably used up most of your push-up power, and that's completely fine. But yeah, maybe not for all of us. So we'll get that in here. 10 of them. Perfect. All right. Superman push-ups with you. All right, you guys, nice work. I'm a little bit blurry here again. I gotta figure out this focus situation. Okay, so we'll get through our second set here of our rows. Whatever version you guys choose to do, whatever equipment you have. Bent over, seam rows apply with our core. That is protecting our lower back. So you want to make sure that we're using it, activating it, so you can pull in your belly button before you go anywhere. And then you soften the knees. And then we push the hips back. And that entire time, this is strong. And now we pull in and we think about this the entire set. And that's going to give you more work in your core as well, which we really want. It's also going to keep you safe. Yay. So second set, moving right on to our third. We have 2 more to go through, and you guys have about 5 minutes to do them. Yay. Lots of time, lots of time. So we'll try our best to just go through these. If you do need to take a little bit of rest, we will do it once we are done our wide grip rows. You can maybe grab a quick sip of water, say hello to your pet, your kid, I don't know, whatever you got going on there. And then we'll get going right away into our third set. So we gotta get through 2 more of them. So back down on the floor for number 3. Okay, so for most really wanting to get better at push-ups, like let's say that is your goal, that you are trying to complete at least like 5 push-ups or at least 10 push-ups in a row, good ones, and like you couldn't do it at the beginning, something that's gonna help you is putting yourself into that push-up position for a longer amount of time. So I said to you guys, I want you to lower yourselves down within 4 seconds. If you make that longer, if you make that negative time longer for you to get down onto the floor and really control what's happening in your body, that is the number 1 thing that's going to help you guys get stronger and better at push-ups, which is why I put these in here. A little bit of that Superman to just kind of break them up and distract them a bit. But this negative push-up is an awesome one for that. So again, we can just slow down, trying to really focus on having our body move all as one. We don't want to just drop our knees and then do the worm down. That's literally doing nothing for anything, okay? It's just wasting your time. So we want a strong, chest down. And yes, it's going to feel way harder doing it like that, but you're going to get so much more out of it. You're actually going to get something out of it rather than you just not doing much and going through the motions. We don't want that. So we'll get our last set in, you guys. This is it, the final one, finishing just as strong as you started. I'll give you about 3 minutes until I'm going to start you guys on the last part, which I believe, let me just set the timer. I always want to make sure before I tell you how much time it's going to take. Get your hopes up and then crush them. No, I'm just kidding. Yep, it's a 16-minute-er. Okay. Nice work, you guys. So we'll get in this final set. The push-ups, the Supermans, last set of these rows. So let's do it in the strongest set. I know you're the most tired. This is it though, all the push-ups for today, for this week. Yay! Yay! All right. Good job, you guys. So let's take our time. Take my suggestion, make them a little bit harder on this last set, slow it down, focus on bringing the chest down, all of the things. We have 2 minutes until we should be starting our final part. All right, so last set of these push-ups, final set of the rows, 10 reps total. Good job, you guys. Take your time. There you go. Push them up. All right, so we'll finish up with our last set of those rows. About 1 minute until we are going to move on to the last part, which is plenty of time to do these rows since you guys only have 10 reps of them to do total. So same rules apply. If we want to make this last set a little harder, a little bit more challenging, we go bang. You guys can pause those reps, pull it in, hold them for 2 seconds if you want to. Really just think about all the things working in your back. Last set. Last one. So we've got less than a minute to do our thing. Okay. Nice work, you guys. So we are going to start to talk about the last part here. I'll give you guys about 10 more seconds, and then we are going to get this party started. So I just set my timer here. Woohoo! You guys are going to be working off a timer, which is great news for most of us, which means you don't have to count. You just have to do and work. So we're going to be working with an interval today, 60 seconds on, 20 seconds off. So we're going to be working as hard as we can for 60, resting for 20, which is going to be us still moving, just breathing and not doing those hard exercises. And we have 3 movements we're going to do, 4 rounds total, 60 on, 20 off, just going back to back between these 3 exercises, between the 4 rounds, and then we are done. So right in front of me here, where you guys can't quite see on the camera, I have the dumbbells and the bands just laid out in front of me because these exercises, we are going to be potentially using them. This first one, you mostly just need space. So that's why I kind of have them set in front of me here. And I'm also going to show you an option for this one that does not require any space because like this is literally all I have here. So like this one wouldn't really work the best for me, but I'm going to angle my camera down for you guys and show this one to you. So I'll show this one. We're going to start, and then I'll show you the other 2 on the timer because we've been to those ones before. So this one here is going to be a walk out, over, and up. So I'm going to stand shoulder width apart. I'm going to walk out into a plank, over across my mat, and then up to the top. And then I'll stand, I'll go back down, and I'll do it again. So yes, I have space. It's not the most ideal with my space. So I'm gonna do mine a little bit different, but that is what I wanna see from you guys, okay? So I'm gonna press start on this timer so we can get this first round started, okay? 3, 2, 1, here we go. So if you do not have room like me, we're gonna stand at the end of our mat, walk out to the bottom, and then you'll just step over, step back, and then walk up to the top. Let's do it. So you guys are working through this for the 60 seconds that we have. Trying to be in control, move opposite arm and opposite leg as you start to get the coordination going on there. See if you can connect your hand and your foot opposite ones to do the stepping that way. You might have to think about that one a little bit. There you go. And remember, you guys, the wider the feet, the easier. The wider the base, the shorter distance up and down off the floor. So if you are really struggling with this one, you can kind of widen up your feet slightly. It's going to make it a lot easier. 10 seconds left. There you go. Good job, you guys. 3, 2, 1. All right, so the next ones, I'm using these dumbbells or bands, and I'd say prefer bands because they are just a little bit safer, but I'm going to use them as reference points to do our fast lateral feet. So we're coming over to one side. This knee is driven up, opposite arm, and we go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So let's go. If you're low impact, we're just going to step, quick feet without that jump, and you definitely don't even need these. If you don't have bands, if you feel like your dumbbells are a little bit too high, you feel kind of unsafe, just imagine lines there, which sometimes is a little hard to do, but they are there. And we'll go through this for 30 more seconds, because that's what you guys have. Woo, let's do it. So absolutely nothing wrong with using dumbbells, except the fact that it's a little bit more risky in terms of us accidentally standing on it, clipping our foot on it, and rolling our ankle. 20 seconds left, you guys. So if you are using dumbbells, I highly recommend that you look down and watch your feet the entire time. And that way you don't accidentally just kind of get, lost in the exercise, lost in space, and end up standing on it and rolling your ankle or hurting yourself. Rest. Nice work, you guys. Okay, so we're breathing. Last one. We can leave whatever we were using out, and we're going to attempt to do a lateral bound side to side over it. So we'll come to one side. We're going to jump over and then back. Opposite arm, opposite leg. And this is going to be you guys for 60 seconds. Woo! Balance. Now, if you don't jump, we can take a step and just drive that foot back behind and tap it side to side. And again, you guys, you don't have to use those bands, dumbbells, towels, whatever you have on the floor. It's just giving you something that you actually have to jump over that wide. And so it sometimes makes it a little bit more effective for those of you who, we get tired. Maybe your bounds aren't so big as we go, but this is going to ensure that they are consistent the entire time. Okay, so you guys have 20 seconds left featuring this blurry camera. I feel like I'm going to try to get like some lights and point them over here or something. Let's do it, you guys. Come on, 10 seconds left. Yay! 3, 2, 1, rest. Okay, so that's 3 more times, and then we are done. Get on with our days. So we're back into this first one. Walk out, over, and up to the top, 60 seconds. Take a couple deep breaths, and there it is. Let's start it up. So we walk out. You don't have much space. Just take a couple little steps, opposite hand and foot, and then we'll walk up to the top. So we'll try to move quickly on this one, but also with control, especially if you are doing that full-on travel side to side. We want to control so that our hips aren't doing too much of this tilting and shifting. We try to talk about this every time we're in a plank that's dynamic plank, something with movement in it. And so that definitely applies here. Trying to tighten it up. Think about squeezing your butt. We got it. 20 seconds. There you go. Good luck, you guys. Breathe right here. Stay with us. Good work. 3, 2, 1, and time. Nice job. Okay. So we will lay out if we are using bands, dumbbells, towels, whatever it is. We want a couple feet of space between those two guys. Okay, so take a deep breath. And here we go. Opposite arms. So again, we're trying to get from one side to the other as fast as possible. If you want to make this a little bit more challenging, think about driving up your knees higher between every single step. Okay, so not just on the sides like this. We want them up everywhere. That takes way more energy, okay, way more involvement. It's going to make this a lot harder. So those of you who want that kind of thing, try it out. See how you feel. We've got 30 seconds left. You can always come back to the not lifting up your knees if you need to, but we'll try to just do something for this entire amount of time, okay? So if you can't keep going, just keep going in a lower impact version, maybe not so much jumping, and just do not stop, okay? That's the most important today, as always with our conditioning. 10 seconds, you guys, let's go. Let's go. Move your feet, move your arms. 3, 2, 1, rest. It's very loud. Okay, so we are going to breathe between these sets, working onto our lateral bounds. Okay, so we want to use the muscles in our leg to push ourselves off side to side. Not necessarily just like your calf, but like your actual leg muscles. So get down there and try to load up and push yourself off with your leg muscles all the way side to side. Even if you're low impact, get your hips back and just tap your foot behind you so that you can really feel that tension in your backside. You're gonna get a little bit of sneaky leg work in here too. You already know that though, because your legs are most likely burning hot fire red. Okay, 30 seconds left though. Breathe through this. Use that exhale. That's going to help you push off side to side, whatever you guys are doing. There it is. Let's go. Let's go. 10 more seconds. We so have this. Yep. 3, 2, 1. Rest. Nice job, you guys. Okay. All right. We are on to our third set. We have 2 more. So take these deep breaths. Stay moving, especially if you're feeling really worked right now, like your heart's in your chest and you're beating out like crazy. Starting our next set here. So especially on this 3rd and 4th set, between those rounds, that 20 seconds of rest, we want to push ourselves right now on 60. Between the 20 seconds, staying moving is going to help you guys not feel so crappy when we get to the end, when we have to recover. It's going to help us recover faster. So we'll go through this one and pushing ourselves for 30 more seconds, you guys. You got this. Boop, boop, boop. Doing it. There it is. Whew. We are getting there, you guys. We have 10 more seconds left on our 3rd set. This first one. Yay! 3, 2, 1. Rest. Good job. Okay. Woo. Nice work. So, back into our quick feet. The brain game. This one always is a little test for coordination, connecting your head and your feet. So think about kind of starting slow. Control is the most important. Be in control. And then eventually you can try to go a little bit faster. Maybe try to lift those knees up higher. Do something progressively to make this harder as you go. Because this is a 60-second round. You guys already know that, of course. But we want to pace ourselves more than anything else so that we don't gas out and have to stop like when you approach halfway, which is kind of coming up right now. So just pace yourself, whatever you do. And remember to breathe. Because holding our breath never helps, although we just do it sometimes without thinking about it. But keep that breath flowing. 20 more seconds of this work right here. Let's do it. Good job, you guys. Let's go, let's go. Moving our feet, moving our arms. 3, 2, 1, and we're resting for 20. So again, we'll stay moving. Grab some water if you would like. We have our third set of our lateral bounds. And then we have our last round. And then we are there. So if you are wanting to challenge yourself on these, the wider that you move your reference points, the wider that you have to jump to clear them. Okay, so as you kick the wall. So if that's something that you want to do, keep that in mind as you go. Of course, on the flip side, you can bring them together. If you are low impact, and actually might not even use these, I would just go with a quick kind of side step, arms, doing our thing, a little throwback to a aerobics class type deal. Those are always kind of fun though. 30 seconds left, you guys, let's go, okay? Most important is that you are getting your heart rate up. Whatever you're doing, we want to work it so that we are getting everything working inside there, the heart, the lungs. 20 seconds left, okay? You have one more round, one more opportunity on all these to do that for yourself. The more you can do that, the more you're going to get out of this. 15 seconds. Let's go. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Good job, you guys. Okay, nice work. Woo. Breathing. Hopefully you're feeling good, although I know you might not be feeling that good right now, but you will once we are done. And you'll feel even better if you push yourself in this last round. And if you really just give it all you got with everything that you have, okay? Here we go. This is it. Last set. So again, whatever you guys are doing, we will try our best to be in as much control as possible and work with as much intention and as much intensity as possible, as hard as we can. There you go. So we'll try to breathe, keep our core tight, control the sway and movement in our hips. Okay, 30 more seconds, you guys. Breathe through this one. There it is. One feet left. You guys got this. We'll go through a few more of these. Woo! The whole thing. 10 seconds. Yes, strong finish. You guys got it. 3, 2, 1, and then rest that one. Good work. Yay! All right, we have these lateral fast feet, and then our lateral bounds, and we're done. Yay! Okay, so if you guys are using your reference points, bring them out, set them up, because you are starting right about now. Here we go. So we want those fast feet. Going through these ones again, trying to connect our arms and our legs. We want opposite arm, opposite leg. Again, that's important to do at the beginning when you're kind of taking it a little bit slower. Find that, and then only build up your pace if you can keep that. As soon as you start to lose your arms and lose that coordination, slow it down, find it again, and then build it back up again. 30 seconds left on this one. Good job, you guys. There you go. We want to get that heart rate up as high as we can right now, all the way up. The higher you can get it, the better it's going to be for everything. Come on, you're almost there. 10 more seconds left. Do not stop until you hear this beep, okay? Strongest few reps to finish off. Let's go. Let's go. And now you can stop. Good job, you guys. Okay, but if you just did that all the way, you're probably feeling like you still want to keep moving. So keep doing that. Take some deep breaths. We have 10 seconds left. And we're going to start our lateral bounds for our last round. All right. Here we go. That was it. That was the 10 seconds. I know it went fast. All right, so you guys are working with your final set of these bounds, working right and left, trying to keep our chest, shoulders facing forward. Breathing, exhaling, pushing ourselves off right and left. There it is. Just about halfway there, you guys. There you go. Nice work. Get those arms moving. More than halfway. We have 20 seconds left, you guys. That is all. Finishing strong here. 15 more seconds. Do not give up on yourself. Stay with us here. There you go. A few more. You have this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you guys are walking it off for the very last time. Woohoo! Good job. So we are going to rest right now. Okay, so you guys can take the next minute or two to simply just breathe and walk around and rest and recover. Hopefully you are feeling good. And if you're not, you will soon enough with maybe some water after you've eaten and all that. But good job, you guys. And we are going to leave you with a couple of stretches. You probably definitely see these coming. The first one's for our chest and shoulders. So if you have access to a door frame or like a corner, you can bring yourself over there once you're feeling okay. Like once you can hold down a conversation. If I was to like ask you what you're doing today, you probably couldn't answer me right now because you are huffing and puffing. So if you're still feeling like that, then keep resting. Okay, keep walking. Walking helps you recover faster. So just you moving rather than you like standing here. I know that's something that it feels like you want to do, but try to keep moving. And once you're feeling okay, like you could answer that question without not being able to breathe, then you guys can go into these static stretches. One specifically for your chest and shoulders. This one's important. I mean, we know this by now. We do it every week, and I'm really specific about asking you guys to do it because it helps so much with posture, with us helping to keep those shoulders in that position here and not have them kind of round and roll forward, get that like hunchback situation. No one wants this. And this just happens, okay? It happens because we train and then we sit and we just do all this stuff that's like this, and we're not always thinking about our posture, okay? But this kind of stuff is gonna help you lengthen and elongate the muscles in the front here, which naturally just helps to bring those shoulders back to where they should be, the arms beside us. So do it. It's gonna help you guys out. And again, if you have a door frame, do both sides at once because you're just simply gonna save yourself some time. So we'll hold that for at least 60 seconds. If you're doing a single-sided one, hand on the wall, you turn away, 60 over here, and then we'll switch, and 60 over there. Okay, but that is probably questionably the most important one. If you're gonna do any stretches, that's the one you should be doing today after doing all of that pushing stuff, okay? Anything else that you guys wanna do? Hip flexors, always one that feels nice, especially after that little cardio circuit we did. We had some core and hip involvement there, so you guys can spend some time down here stretching out your hip. And then lastly, your back, your upper back, lower back. I'm a little bit cut off here, but that's okay. We can go into this one, do this cat, cow, and then finish off in this one, stretching out our back. So I'm gonna leave you guys with those ones. Hopefully you guys feel good. Thank you so much for tuning in again. We had Bobby and Dave in here. You guys are awesome. Thank you, and I hope you have a great day. I will see you guys tomorrow if you're here live for our full body conditioning workout. Bye, you guys. And if you're watching a replay, wow, you are awesome, and I want to know you were here. So please drop a comment below, and I look forward to seeing it. Thank you guys so much, and again, have a great day. Bye.